Hi, I'm Chef Frank from Proto Cooks, and today I'm going to make a recipe for the Wakeman Town Farm in Westport, which is not that far from where I live. And the idea is to make something from my pantry. So I'm going to make a dish called Fideos, and I'm going to make it totally vegetarian with things that I found in my fridge and in my pantry. So if you come over here and look at the ingredients, Fideos is actually a close cousin of paella, but it's made with thin spaghetti. So I have some thin spaghetti here, and what I did with that was I just took it and I broke it up into little pieces. I have about a half a pound of thin spaghetti, okay? You break it up into small pieces, and I'll show you how this works later on. This is a quick and easy dish that you can use any ingredients for. So half pound of thin spaghetti, just one chopped tomato, one small chopped onion, maybe a quarter of a cup of chickpeas. I had some roasted peppers in my fridge, so this is a half a jar of roasted peppers, 3 large cloves of garlic, some smoked paprika, some artichoke, salt, pepper, and olive oil. Now, here's the great thing about this dish. If you don't have any of these ingredients, maybe you need the spaghetti and some of the aromatics, but for the most part, you can make this dish with whatever flavor you want. If you have sausage, you can use sausage. If you have chicken, you can use chicken. Today I'm keeping it simple with just things from the pantry, some canned artichokes, canned chickpeas, some jarred roasted red peppers, and we're gonna make a great one-pan meal. Okay, so now we're gonna cook our Fideos, and I have a large saute pan here. Like I said, this is a one-pan meal, and everything's gonna be cooked in one pan and on the stove. So you don't really need any special equipment for this either. So I have my pan heating up. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little, and I'm gonna put a fair amount of olive oil, probably like a quarter cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons. And the first thing I'm gonna do is add my pasta. And you're gonna say, oh, why are you adding pasta first? What I'm gonna do with this pasta is I'm gonna toast it lightly, okay? So I'm just gonna start to coat it in the oil and get it just a little brown before I add my aromatics. Okay? Just lightly brown. It'll give the dish a little more depth. Okay, you might lose 1 or 2, that's okay. But I want to just brown my pasta lightly, okay? And you'll see, if you have high enough temperature, it'll go fairly quick. Shake. Like I said, this dish is super versatile. Whatever you have in the pantry, even if you have like leftover chicken or leftover veggies, it's really great for that. So my pasta is starting to get lightly brown. I'm going to start it by adding my aromatics, right? So I have my onion and my garlic are going to go in right now. Okay? And I'm still at a medium-high heat. You can see that my pasta is starting to get a little brown. And I'm really just going to kind of sweat those onions out. Which means I'm not really going to add much color to the onions. Again, you might drop some out. That's okay. Don't worry about them. Stir it up. Just keep on stirring it so the pasta doesn't get too dark. All right, I'm going to add my roasted red peppers and my tomatoes, just so they start to give off some of their moisture. Okay, some of my smoked paprika, and like I said, if you don't have smoky paprika, you can just use regular paprika. Give it a quick stir. Some salt. I'm using kosher salt. Kosher salt has a cleaner flavor than table salt. It looks like I'm using a lot, but because the kosher salt has very large grains, it looks like a lot, but it's really not that much. some black pepper, okay? And then I'm using water, which is great, right? So I don't need to have boxed chicken stock, but if I do, I can use chicken stock. But for this, because it's vegetarian, and I'm trying to do a pantry dish, I'm just going to use some water, okay? And it's just enough water to cover my pasta. Okay, just to cover, okay? So there you go. Make sure all of our pasta is tucked in there. Okay, I'm going to add my chickpeas now. And I'm going to add my artichokes. Okay, and just distribute them. Okay, I'm going to let this come to a boil. And then I'm going to lower it to a simmer. I'm going to test my seasoning now because I want to make sure that it's seasoned well enough so that when the pasta cooks, it absorbs that seasoned liquid. I'm going to add just a little more salt and a little more pepper. And I'm going to let this come to a simmer. Now, pasta only takes about 10 minutes to cook. So this is only going to take about 10 minutes. And then we're going to finish it with a little olive oil, make it get a little crispy on the bottom, and then serve. So now my Fideos have come to the boil. It's a full rapid boil. It's not covered. I don't want it covered. I want most of the moisture to be absorbed by the pasta and to evaporate because I want this to be a fairly dry dish. This is not a soupy or brothy dish. I want it to be dry and get a little crusty on the bottom. So, you know, just about a medium simmer. And when it's close to being ready, we'll come back and I'll show you how to finish it. Okay, so our Fideos are almost done. If you look, most of our moisture has been absorbed. I have some steam coming off, and I'm just waiting for this to sizzle a little. I want to get a little char on the bottom of the pan. One thing that I didn't mention earlier is that right after it came to a simmer, I stopped stirring it. I left it alone. I had my spoon, I made sure everything was mixed really well. I tasted it for seasoning, and I stopped mixing it, okay? Stop mixing it, you just want it to form a single layer, and let it cook until most of the moisture is cooked off. Okay, the Fideos are done. All I'm going to do is garnish with a little extra virgin olive oil. Just sprinkle it around just for flavor. And then we're going to plate it up. Great dish, made from pantry items. Even if you don't have a lot of stuff, you can make a great dish out of this. It's super versatile, and it's one pan, which makes it even better. You want to put some herbs on it, you can put some herbs on it. If you want to put a little aioli on it, stir a little aioli on it, it's delicious. I'm Chef Frank from Proto Cooks for Tim's Kitchen. Have a great day and enjoy.